All right, well, as you can see behind me, I have my 85 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS. Let me see if I can get a better shot of it. There we go. And we got this car at the Turkey Rod Run in the first part of 2017. It was a rolling chassis, no transmission motor, and somewhat taken apart on the inside. Different wheels on it at the time. I didn't like them. Took them off. But anyway, we got a donor car. Repaired the engine, rebuilt the engine and the transmission, and put it in this car. And then as things happen in life, it got pushed to the side and forgotten. Unfortunately, not forgotten, but you know, it's you get busy, and so I figured out it's time to start putting her back together. And to put her back together, I'm actually taking her apart. So I'm down to where I need to do some paint body. I've got some issues on it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can see probably there some light rust issues. All right, and we have some surface rust. We also have some dents and dings. Some little issues that need to be taken care of. Back here in particular, in the trunk gutter, there is some body cancer. You can also maybe see that through the rear window. My plan, I think, is to remove this, repair that, repair this rain gutter. They don't make a rain gutter for this one per se, and you can see it looks like it's fairly complicated with the shaping of it, and so I'm going to try to do this without doing a lot of metal work. I may have to do this with fiberglass work. But they do make the rain gutter that comes from this section here and comes down the back and comes out the back. So they make the side part of it. So I may be getting that. It's relatively inexpensive. See, I've got the light assemblies out. This car was originally black, if you're wondering. Someone painted it white, and you can see that in there. And then someone came along and decided to do the gold and black that you see now. Gold black doesn't look terrible on this car. However, we'd like it to be black again. Want to go back with a I know it may be overplayed, but we had this idea years ago when we first got it to go back with a flat black. Maybe not flat, but a satin. And the reason is we want to do a theme on it. And the theme is based on the TV show Paladin. Our Have Gun Will Travel. The star of that's Paladin. And we're calling this the Paladin Project because of that. Paladin is appropriate, we feel, because a paladin is a knight, or someone who is a rescuer. And the knight is also, if you see, on the Monte Carlo. And when I was in high school, when I was in high school, I had a night chess piece that hung from the mirror of my car, and it's something that I've always kind of like. I no longer have that chess piece. I've looked all over for it. I thought it was in some little box of mementos that I have, but it seems it's not there any longer. And you know, I'm 55 now, and gosh, that's gotta been well, you know, maybe 38 years ago. So, you know, that I was in high school, I don't really know. Let's see, I graduated in 86, so I had it probably 85, 86 is when I had my car and had that hanging in it. My first car, by the way, was a Plymouth Valari station wagon, all silver. And it was the first new car my parents ever bought in 1976. And before that, they'd, you know, only had used cars. And so they were very proud of that car. Believe it or not, it wasn't a bad car. It served me well. And I kind of wish I had it. It had an original 318 in it. And yeah, it was it was a good car. Anyway, let me show you on the inside here. I'm not real happy about this, but somebody had scavenged the shifter out of it. And they had a Camaro shifter planted right there. And I took that out. I bought a B&M shifter, and I put it in there. Still not 100% happy with it. I would like to find an original and go back. We had some leaking because of the front gutter. I have dried that out. I had to drill a couple of wheat poles because it basically looked like a lake back there. If you're wondering about the floors look pretty good, and the reason they do is because when we first got it, my wife and I, we sanded everything down and we fiberglassed these floors. So they're good, solid floors. No issues with the floors. Anyway, I'm also going to be probably pulling these doors and sanding them and getting, because, you know, in some of the areas, even though they're big, heavy doors, you see a lot of surface stuff going on here. And I'm hoping I can get rid of all that and get some sealer on it. To stop that from continuing, because all in all, the doors still feel pretty solid. And I'm not trying to build a show car by any means. So yeah, also while I'm thinking about it, that's a new dash cover. We didn't paint it. We just went right over the old dash cover. And it looks pretty good. It needs to be all wiped down. But as you can tell, the old dash was gray. And we put that one in there. I think it's going to look good because we've got new carpet. All of my trim looks really great. The seats, not in bad shape. However, I probably will eventually recover those, but not right now. I've got new headliner material, new visors, so a lot of new stuff that's going to be going in here. There's a new deck tray, package tray that goes over that. I had the original speakers. I am going to put those back in, believe it or not, and as far as the radio goes, I'm trying to figure this out. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody came in here and may have, well, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it might be alright. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to go back with a later model radio, if I'm going to try to go back with original equipment. But for right now, what I got is a Pioneer radio, CD player. that we're going to put in there, kind of harken back to my high school days. Yes, we did have, well, we had tape decks. We didn't have CD players back then. CD was kind of a newer thing that was just coming in, and we was like, oh, how's that going to work? Yeah, that's going to suck. Well, you know, they get a little scratchy, can, but, you know, tapes did the same thing. All right. I'm going to leave it here, and when I get to an area, I'll turn it on, and we'll kind of document as we go.